So, as folks may remember, Starcade 3 was in two separate cities. You had a show in Greensboro, and this was the main event from the Omni.
Yeah.
Um, I know that we always say that Greensboro was the spiritual home of Starcade, but it was still pretty special to be at the Omni, was it not?
Oh, yeah. They were both sold out. Yeah, it was great. It just, Atlanta was always a great wrestling town, but Greensboro was official. It was our Madison Square Garden.
In a match like this with Dusty,
Mhm.
obviously this is a different time. These days, maybe there would have been more discussion. Is this 100% called in the ring, or do you guys have some stuff in mind that you've done
No,
on the build for this?
nothing. We don't even talk.
Hmm.
Don't they wish they had him again?
Nobody like him. My goodness.
God, I swear to God, not even close.
You know, the famous line from LeBron James with your old interviews was that you were the inventor of swag.
Yeah.
In the 90s, Miami Hurricanes brought a swagger to the football field. In his own
Mhm.
way, Dusty Rhodes did that to the wrestling ring, did he not?
Absolutely. He brought so much to the business. I mean, it'll be talked about for years.
Can you imagine what Cody would have been doing this SummerSlam had he not torn
Yeah.
that pec? I mean, what a performance that was.
Yeah, I know, God. Well, he's got his time, though. He's young. He's doing great. I stay in touch with him.
It's worth mentioning, we're actually, gonna be raffling off your trunks that you'll be wearing, for your last match, and the proceeds
Mhm,
will benefit the Dusty Rhodes Foundation.
mhm.
They're gonna be there in Nashville, and, of course, the idea behind that foundation is to give kids
Holy
who may
shit,
not normally have.
leapfrog.
Look at that, dude.
I know.
Oh, now look at you begging off.
That was the best part of my performance. Oh, God, those were the days.
What's going through your mind in a big match like this when you know this is a bigger than normal audience, not just the fans in the arena, but closed circuit around the country?
Back then, I didn't feel pressure. I knew that he and I had a very unusual chemistry. We had a great chemistry, but it was different. I mean, it's not like totally different than me and Steamboat or me and Sting or me and, who else did I wrestle out? Ricky Morton. I mean, Dusty just had his own style, but it worked for me. We had, great chemistry, and he worked his ass off. I did a lot of hour draws with Dusty. People have a hard time believing that. We wrestled a lot of hour draws. He didn't drag his feet at all.
I think your first match against Dusty was like 10 years prior to this, 1975, but here you are 10 years later in the main event of the biggest show of the year, and I
Mhm.
think everybody remembers the story that when you were first breaking in, man, you wanted to be like Dusty
I
Rhodes.
I I idolized him.
I mean, as a fan, as a little kid, I mean, I know there's the professional thing, but part of you has to think it's pretty damn cool to be in there with a guy that you held in such high regard,
Oh
almost
my god,
fell
it was
against.
I'll never forget our first big night in Greensboro, and he looked at me and said, "Relax, kid. Just let the grand opening of Caesar's Palace." Yeah, he was always calm, cool, collected. He loved to be out there just like I did.